Hello again. Now it's question 11 on page 307. This is a cube, and vector AB is vector A, vector AD is vector B, vector AE is vector C. In this question, they ask us to write each of these vectors in terms of A, B, and C. Okay? So when you have a question like this, you need to know where is the tail of the vector and where is the head of the vector. So for example, AG, the tail will be here and the head will be at G. So we need to choose which path we are going to take to go from A to G. Any path, at the end, they will equal, they are the same. They will give you the sum of the same vectors. So, for example, if you choose to go from A to D, then from D to C, then to G, it's fine. If you choose to go from A to B, then from B to C, then from C to G, it's fine. Fine. The most important thing is to start from the tail of the first and from where the tail is and end at the head. So let's say I'm going to choose this path, A to B, so AB plus vector BC plus vector CG. I need to write those in terms of A, B, and C. So I can see that vector AB is the same as vector A. Vector BC is parallel and equal. This is a cube, so all the sides are the same in length, and those are parallel, so they are the same. So this is vector B. Then vector CG is the same thing as vector C. Okay, this is the first vector. The next vector is vector BH. So the tail is at B. I'm going to start at B and I'm going to end at H. I can choose any path I want. So let's say I'm going from B to A, so vector BA. Then I go from A to E. Then I will end, the last vector will be E to H. Then I will try to see what each of these vectors equal in terms of A, B, and C. So if we look at BA, that is negative vector A. Vector AE is the same as vector C. Vector EH is the same as vector B. Okay? The next, CE. So I'm going from, the tail is here, I'm starting at C and then I'm going to E. So let's say I'm going this way. C, any path will work. So CG to GH to HE. From HE. Those are the three vectors. Okay, now I need to see what is CG in terms of A, B, and C. CG is the same as vector C. GH is the same as negative vector A. AB is HG, GH is negative A. HE is negative vector B. Okay, now DF, D to F. So I choose to go DA. So I went DA. I can go AE if I want. Then I will end up with EF. I will finish with EF. So vector DA is the same as vector negative B. Vector magnitude of AG equal the magnitude of BH, I think. Yeah. First of all, the magnitude means the length. If you look at it like grade 5 math, the diagonals of the cubes are all equal because all the sides are equal, so this will be enough answer. If you look at it in terms of vectors, you would see that vector AG is A plus B plus C, vector BH is negative A plus C plus B, so this length equal this length equal this, so they have the same magnitude. So yes, the magnitude here is okay. So this is number 11. Okay, now I answered all your questions regarding the homework. I want to give you tips that will help you with the assignment that I'm going to post today, and it will be due tomorrow at 7 p.m. The first thing, let's say I told you this is vector A and this is vector B. Okay? And I asked you to prove that 2 vector A plus 2 vector B is the same thing as 2 times vector A plus vector B. Any of these I can give you, like for example in your assignment it will be proved that negative vector A minus vector B equal negative vector A plus B. So any of these type of questions, what you do? What you're going to do is the following. You draw a picture that represents the first case. So 2 vector A, it will be a vector with double the magnitude of vector A, but double the length of vector A, and in the same direction. So this is 2 vector A. Okay? And then I want to add 2 vector B, so from the head of vector A, I'm going to draw a vector that is double the length of vector B and in the same direction. So let's say, of course I don't have a ruler and I'm not accurate, but I'm trying to do my best to show you the idea. So let's say this is 2 vector B. Now what is the resultant? It is this. This is 2 vector A plus 2 vector B. Okay, let us say I want to prove the other one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw vector A. I will go lower to this. I will draw vector A. So parallel, the same length as A and the same direction. Then at the head, I'm going to draw vector B. Then this is the resultant of A plus B. Then I want to double this. So when you double this, it will be the same direction but double the size. So another A plus B. So this whole thing from here to here is 2 times vector A plus B. As you see, if you have a ruler and you do the work correct, the length of this should equal the length of that, and the direction is parallel to the same direction as this. So that's how we prove all these types of questions. You will have a question like this in the assignment, and you need to remember that you just need to draw a diagram and show with the picture or with the drawing that those are the same. Okay? Another thing I want you to remember. This is like grade 10 math. If we have a triangle A, B, the length of this and this and that. I can tell that a squared equal b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. Right? If I want to solve for cosine a, I will send everything to the other side. So cosine a will equal a squared minus b squared minus c squared. So I send those to the other side. Then I divide it by negative 2bc. Okay, the same thing works for the other angles too. So after you know this angle, and maybe you need another angle, you don't need to use cosine law again because it is a little bit annoying. Now you have enough information to use sine law. So sine law, let's say after I get a, let's say a is theta, and I want to find b. So I can say sine b over, oh, I mixed them up. This is b and this is c. Sine b over the opposite side equal sine a, which is sine theta, whatever it is, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, 50, over the length of a, and I can solve for, I can get sine b and use sine minus 1 to get b. Now I know a and b, and if I want to find the third angle, I can use the property that the sum of the interior angles of any triangle has to equal 180 degrees and get the third one. So use cosine law once to get one of the angles. Don't use it again because it's waste of time. Use sine law, it's easier. Then use the sum of the angles are 180. Okay, so I'm done. I'm going to post this and assignment. Please send it to me before tomorrow at 7 p.m. You are doing great work and keep up with the great work. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.